first half of their career in their early years, and they progressed into future Divas champions from a singles perspective. And if there were female tag team titles to compete for, the Bella Twins would obviously be top contenders for that division as well. That's why it's beyond me why they didn't go out of TNA and compete for the women's tag team titles on TNA's show, because honestly, they are a great team. They are even more effective as a team than they are as singles competitors. Preferably, if you're wondering who I would want to see from a singles perspective challenge Caitlyn for the Divas title, it would be Nikki Bella, because in the first half of their run, it seemed as if Brie Bella proved out to be the more infamous Bella Twin and the one who was being more productive in the way of in-ring competition. She was regularly defending the title. She was consistently picking up victory after victory and building momentum, while Nikki Bella served as a supporter in her corner. And then Nikki Bella wins the Divas Championship for what proved to be the highlight of her career, holding the title for just under 6 days and then losing it at the following pay-per-view that happened that following Sunday. Over the limit, I think Eve Torres or Layla was the one that took the title from Nikki Bella, and then they were released the following night on Raw with no explanation. And then a few weeks after, we had a couple of YouTube videos dropping from the Bella Twins. So if there was one Bella Twin that I would preferably choose to be Divas Champion, if they were going to give the title run to one of them, it would be Nikki Bella. So that's one thing that I'm hoping to see from the Bella Twins' second half of their careers. Usually get the best years out of a wrestler from either a male or a female perspective from the second half of their career, and it goes a long way in determining if they will be known as one of the greatest of all time. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart are some examples that I can throw your way from a male perspective. Trish Stratus coming back for a few additional years following her retirement in 2006 solidified her as a future Hall of Famer and one of the greatest of all time. Usually if you get 7 to 8 years out of a diva, you are considered a legend and one of the greatest of all time and a future Hall of Famer, which was why it was a shame to see divas like Eve and Kelly Kelly choose reality television over the WWE. I doubt we'll see them again because they will achieve even more success outside of the WWE. Why not achieve more success? But WWE loses a lot of credibility because Eve and Kelly Kelly are no longer there. That's why I'm hoping we see a bit of a trend develop with the recent return of the Bella Twins. I'm hoping with the inactivity coming from AJ, who should be competing in the Divas division, we see more of these originally released talents come back, like Melina and Maurice on Kill, to see Melina competing with some of the new talent Initiative Divas in a level that she was competing at in 2005 when she made her in-ring debut. It was fun seeing her progress into one of the greatest female talents you had, representing the division up until at least 2011 when she became a jobber for Kelly Kelly, which was completely unnecessary. The way Melina and Maurice were treated on the final few months of their careers was absolutely atrocious and an embarrassment to their legacies. I hope we see them again, and I hope we see more phenomenal new talent Initiative Divas coming through the doors that you can get some of the best years out of from the first half of their career, which is why I'm expecting big things from Summer Rae. If you go back to last month around the first or second week of February when Summer Rae was being promoted as a heel on the all-new NXT, where you'll see the bulk of your great women's wrestling, she had a lot of probability with her. I loved her gimmick. I wasn't a big fan of the whole summer schools now in session thing. It was kind of really a spin-off of Michelle McCool's teacher gimmick from a few years ago. I was expecting her to be perceived in a more effective way than that, but seeing her wrestle the week after she cut that lame promo really made up for a lot of lost potentiality for Summer Rae, because she got it back in that match with Paige. I'm expecting big things from Summer Rae in the way of an in-ring competitor, and I hope that she's one of the most productive divas we see come through the doors of WWE for the next few years. She's definitely a future Divas champion if you promote her right and work with her effectively. And I think that with the Bella Twins back, a lot of new talent Initiative Divas can also learn a great deal of experience with the limited amount of experienced divas that you have there now. We don't really see as many experienced divas offering assistance in the WWE as we would probably 5 or 6 years ago. You know, I had this conversation with one of my friends the other day, and I said to him, you know, you go back 5-6 months ago, and the amount of talents that have been released compared to how many talents we have now is absolutely embarrassing. And you go back 5-6 years ago and do one better and take a look at how many divas we had, and watching them in the prime of their careers. The Divas division really is a far cry nowadays from what it used to be when you had talents like Melina and Maurice wrestling on a consistent basis and actually winning championships. They were actually at a level of competing with TNA's Knockouts division, but you compare TNA's Knockouts division with the tag team titles, which the Bella Twins could have went to TNA and won, because they're a great team, a more effective team than singles competitors, in my opinion. You compare the TNA Knockouts division and what the WWE Divas division is distributing now, with the exception of the new talent, the superstars you will see on NXT, forgetting anything having to do with them. I mean, the TNA Knockouts division is far more superior in the way of competition and beautiful women now than the WWE Divas division, and I really hate to admit to that, but it's a fact. If you don't include the NXT Divas, you really don't have anything looking prominent for the Divas division. So I think the Bella Twins coming back are the first sign of a reprieve and a little bit of positivity for the Divas division, which was lost when you originally released them. I wasn't anticipating them to come back. They had a couple of TV appearances in there. Not much in the way of productivity from the Bella Twins, and we're not seeing much in the way of productivity from Eve either. She's got a couple of UFC spots in there for some UFC fighter videos that have been posted on our Pro Wrestling News feed, all over our website and our Twitter account. I was expecting more productivity from Eve Torres. Hopefully we will see that in the coming months. It doesn't seem like we're going to see Eve and Kelly Kelly back. If Kelly Kelly were to come back, I'd literally get on my hands and knees and praise the Lord, because Kelly Kelly was really coming into her own element and impressing and turning a lot of heads. She was impressing me. In the first few years of her career, she wasn't impressing me as much as she was within year 4 of her career. By year 4, she had really come into her own element. She was in the best shape of her life. She was winning matches after match, and I was expecting big things from her by 2013, 2014, and it's a shame to see her be released in August of last year. She had a year in her release, and she's not really doing anything prominent, so I hope things really pick up for them outside of the WWE, because the only other option they're going to have is to either go to the independents or to TNA Wrestling, because I venture to say, with how many incredible talents WWE have on NXT, they're not going to have much involvement for Kelly Kelly or Eve. But the Bella Twins coming back, I'm expecting the best years of their career coming from the second half of their run in the WWE, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that. Cheap Shots from Jonathan Clarke tweeted a couple of Bella Twins moments from the first half of their career, and we have also tweeted a lot of stuff from the Bella Twins on our actual Twitter at Jonathan Clarke 1 to commemorate their return, because I'm so happy that they're back. I've always been a Bella Twins fan. I'm never going to deny that, because ever since they first showed up on SmackDown, it was originally perceived that it was just one individual wrestling as opposed to two, and it was revealed that they were actually twins and they were a tag team. It was fun watching them in the first few years of their career on SmackDown, working with Victoria, who was then later released after benefiting talents like the Bella Twins in the final few years of her run in the WWE before announcing a retirement from the WWE and heading to TNA Wrestling, and then watching the progression and ascension, the rapid ascension of anything, of the Bella Twins was fun. In 2009, when they started to slow things down a little bit and started to serve as valets for guest hosts of Raw and started being managers of several talents like Daniel Bryan, it was stupid. It was pathetic seeing that, and when they started to pick things up again in the way of in-ring competitors, it was fun. The only problem I had with it was that Brie Bella was receiving the most emphasis and attention, and the way Nikki Bella was treated for her inaugural reign as Divas Champion was absolutely atrocious. There is so much potential, especially in Nikki Bella, that you can do, and that's why I'm hoping in the second half of the Bella Twins' careers we see Nikki Bella, if any of the Bella Twins win a championship, win the title to represent them. But I think what we're heading in the direction of is seeing the Bella Twins win the Divas Championship and be co-holders of that title, first co-holders of the title since Late Cool. It's been fun watching the Bella Twins through all these years. The first half of their career was fun, and that's why I'm opening up social media to you to let me know how you feel about the Bella Twins and their recent return. Do you expect big things from them in the second half of their careers? Do you think the second half of their careers will prove out to be far more infamous than the first half? Do you think we'll see a Divas Championship by WrestleMania for them? It doesn't seem like anyone else is in a position, that's the reason I say it, to take the title from Caitlyn. I mean, who could provide competition more than the Bella Twins right now? It's never been a better time to implement the Bella Twins as top contenders. If you can tease the fact the New Age Outlaws will be top contenders by WrestleMania for the tag team titles, and see a DX reunion at WrestleMania 29, why not tease the fact the Bella Twins will have a second or even a third after WrestleMania Divas Championship reign for their careers? I think it would go a long way in solidifying them as some of the top new talent in Divas, and they are great representatives of the championship. The championship has never looked better on either Nikki or Brie Bella than it has any other new talent in Diva in recent years. In 2011, Brie Bella was a great Divas champion before dropping it in the summer of 2011 to Kelly, who went on to be one of the most productive Divas champions we have seen in years. Eve Torres got a heel run in there as Divas champion in the final few months of her career. It was fun watching Eve Torres' success as both a fan favorite and a heel. And, the Divas division had seen better years up until now. So I hope that Nikki and Brie Bella can bring back a little bit of credibility. If not back to win championships, I hope they're back to restore credibility. And I think WWE realized they made a mistake. That's one of the biggest contributing factors as to why the Bella Twins are back. WWE basically realized they made a mistake. They bring the Bella Twins back because they know they're limited with the amount of divas they have and the amount of beauty that they've been distributing. So they bring them back. And don't let them tell you that they brought them back to try to expand off an already phenomenal Divas division, because the Divas division these days is a far cry from phenomenal. I mean, you go back to 6 years ago, and the Divas division was far more phenomenal than it is now. The Divas division now is a far cry from what it used to be. I mean, the days of Sunny and Sable are long behind us and long forgotten. I know fans want to relive those days, but we will never see them come back. So seeing the Bella Twins come back, if anything, is a bit of a reprieve and a shine of light in the WWE Divas division, which was drastically needed. We needed competition if we needed anything desperately. So hopefully we'll get it in the way of a three-way, and if not, one of them win the championship. From a singles perspective, I'll go for seeing co-holders for the Divas Championship, because we need something productive for the Divas division. We need something to generate conversation on social media. Within the first few minutes of their return, the Bella Twins